Well, about my first lathe just 2 years ago, it was a little MIDI delta lathe. I forgot the remix.
Welcome back, guys, and thanks for joining us for another Maker interview. In this episode, we're excited to share with you our interview with Pat Lapp from the YouTube channel the Pic Bois. Pat is a really high-energy maker and a great guy. We know you're going to thoroughly enjoy getting to know him a little bit better. As always, you can watch every maker interview on our YouTube channel, or you can listen to it on iTunes, Stitcher, or stream it on our website. Links to all of these are in the video description or podcast show notes. That being said, let's get right to learning a little bit more about Pat Lapp. Hey Pat, glad to have you on. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, man. How about you?
I'm doing well. To get things started, would you mind telling everyone who you are, where you're from, and what you do for a living, for fun, all that good stuff?
Well, I'm Patrick Laperrière, but you can call me Pat Lapp instead of saying Patrick Laperrière. I was born in Shawinigan, Quebec, Canada, and now I live and work in Montreal. I work as a multimedia graphic designer for a TV production company that produces stand-up comedians, TV and live shows. I also love to play music like guitar, drums, also rhythm eggs.
You seem to favor woodturning though. How long have you been working with a lathe?
Yeah, I bought my first lathe 2 years ago. It was a little lathe, MIDI lathe from Delta. Then I started turning things. And funny fact, I watched so many wood turnings video before buying my first lathe that as soon as I started, I felt like I had done it all my life long. Then I felt like I needed to turn something else than just pens and toothpicks, So I bought a bigger lathe, a crappy King Canada from the 80s, which I like to call my Frankenschlate. And as I found it wasn't big enough to turn bowls over 16 inches, I decided to put some risers block below my headstock and tailstock. So yeah, basically I'm a wood turner for just 2 years now.
That's pretty amazing though, the stuff you make, knowing you've only done it for just a couple years. But when did you get into making just in general in the shop?
I was actually born in my grandparents' shop. I mean, seriously. When my mother gave me birth, I was immediately kidnapped by my grandmother, and as my grandparents has a wood shop, my playground was always been the basement with all those tools. So I like making things with things since my early years.
So why did you decide to start making YouTube videos then?
Because my shop was and still is at my grandparents' house, and it means 2 hours from here. I don't have space here in Montreal to have big tools, so when I want to work, or I can say when I need to work, I have to drive to my hometown. So it don't happen as much as I want because my lack of time. And when I edit my videos, I have the feeling that I'm still in the shop. The YouTube thing for me was just a way to spend more time with sawdust.
That's cool. You get to kind of do it at while you're editing it too. You get to revisit what you've done, so it kind of keeps that in that mindset. But what about the maker community? You seem to be a big part of the maker community. What do you think about the community as a whole?
I don't think that the community members realize how much they helped me yet. I actually learned English through them. 3 years ago I wasn't able to order anything else than toast in a restaurant. Those guys and gals are just awesome. They really offer much support and feedback to everyone else in the community without judging. And when you look like me, judgment can affect you.
What are your thoughts on your YouTube experience so far?
I don't have really bad experiences with YouTube so far. I mean, my channel is pretty small, so I have more love than hate by now. I still love to produce videos, so I guess that it's okay. It's all about fun anyways.
That it is, man. If you're not having fun, then what's the point? Your taste in music, it comes through in most of your videos, so I gotta know, and I'm sure a lot of other people would like to know, what are some of your favorite bands?
I really love heavy music. So bands like Korn, Slayer, Pantera are some of my favorites. And it's not a secret for anybody. I love Metallica, so one of my biggest dreams is to be able to play at least one song with them in their HQ. So if anyone have a contact, just let me know. It might be a nice extra for my channel.
What do you see for the future of your channel?
Oh, I seriously don't know. I'm not sure yet if it's worth it. I mean, as long as I keep having fun with this, I'll be there. Obviously, I wish I had billion subscribers, but I prefer having a couple of friends than a million of kids, you know?
Of all your videos, which one is your favorite that you've made?
I always make some improvement on the way, so my newest one is always my favorite. But if I have to choose one, I'd say the collaboration with Carl Jacobson. It was one of my dreams to collab with the man who gave me the passion for woodturning. Yeah.
Right on, man. Now I'm going to take a minute and give you a couple, or ask you a couple questions from the community. The first one is from Matt Haas, and his question is there anything in Canada more Canadian than indoor axe throwing?
Yeah. Maple syrup in moose porn movies.
All right, and then I got one more from Matt, and it was, what was the cost of the lathe accident that had broke your teeth and the camera lens?
My teeth is actually okay, and I have a spare lens, so it doesn't cost me anything. But let's say $350, and you can make a deposit on my Patreon page.
Oh, the next one's from Eloy Escojedo, and it is, what is the story behind you getting involved with special effects and your editing?
What do you mean, Eloy? Huh? It's all start at the graduation awards from the university I've been. Jean-Gabriel Potier, the one who helped me filming my videos, and I were hired to host those awards. So we came up with a canvas that introduced both us live and video presentation. So it's all start there. Then I learned to do more and more special effects, and I applies it every time I can now.
Alright, we want to give everyone we interview an opportunity to give back a little love to the maker community. So what are some channels that you would like to let other people know about, or that you would like to shout out?
Oh, there are so many I want to plug here, but let's go for 3 to keep it short. I want to give a shout out to my friend Paul Jackman at Jackman Works. I actually met him last year during my road trip to Easywood Tools Company. And this year I welcome him in Montreal to for some axe throwing and make him taste a real poutine. So stay tuned. The next one I'd like to plug is Bill Lavalsi. First for his channel One Car Workshop, and also for his awesome podcast Maker's Hustle. And my final one is not really a maker. Well, he makes joke. I hope this count. I want to introduce you my friend Mike Ward. Mike is a stand-up comedian from Quebec who hosts a podcast called Mike Ward is Full of Crap, where he talks about the living as a stand-up comic. You can also listen for free to his latest album on Bandcamp, Pedophile Jokes and Dead Threats. Yeah, I think that's it.
Cool, great guys, and you introduced me to somebody I'd never heard of. So the last thing we want to know is, where can people find you online?
Oh, you can find me at lepicbois.net. Everything is there.
Sweet, simple enough. I want to thank you for taking the time to do this with us. I know a lot of people are looking forward to this particular interview, and I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy it. So thanks again for doing this.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. It was a pleasure for me. Ciao.
Thanks for watching and or listening to this episode of The Maker's View. Make sure you check out Pat and his channel, as well as all the other places you can find him online. Links to all of these and anything else talked about in this episode can be found in the video description or the podcast show notes. As always, I want to say a huge thank you to those of you that watch or listen to all of these episodes, and to those of you that have decided to subscribe. If this is your first time joining us, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all future episodes, as well as all of our project videos. Thanks for the love and the support, and until the next episode, take care.